Welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at more phrases you can use to connect your ideas effectively when you write. Today, we're going to talk about how to show contrast and reservations about things. And we'll talk about what that means shortly. Hi, I'm Ajit from Capshine. Capshine is a revolutionary English fluency program. With Capshine, learning English is easy, quick, fun, affordable, and effective. And we promise a whole new you in 6 months or less. So, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about how you can use phrases to show contrast or differences of ideas, and also how you can acknowledge that you have reservations towards something, essentially that you're not 100% on board with something, right? And how you can introduce these ideas using useful phrases. Let's take a look at the first one. How do we show contrast? Let's look at an example and see how this is used. While scholars have a specific interpretation of the book, historians suggest otherwise. So look at the contrast in ideas there. These scholars have one idea, whereas these historians have a completely different idea. Connect both these ideas with the connecting word while. This is a great way to show complexity of thought and show contrasting ideas while still keeping it in one sentence. Another example. Vacations are great to break away from the routine. On the other hand, they make everyday life harder to get used to. On the other hand, another great way to show contrast to something else. So the usual phrase is on the one hand, on the other hand, but you can use this phrase without the on the one hand as well. So while there's something great about it on the one hand, on the other hand, there's something not so great about it, showing contrast. One more situation, or rather two more situations of contrast. The new strain seems much more virulent than the previous ones. Having said that, experts say that it's milder, right? So while there's something bad about it, there's also something not so bad about it. So having said that is a great way to add or connect these ideas as well. The next one, that said, or then again. The new strain seems much more violent than the previous ones. That said, or then again, experts say that it's much milder, right? So these can be used as alternative to having said that. All of these show contrast. Before we go to the next set of words and phrases, I want to quickly talk about the Capshine learning model. With Capshine, you get access to speaking opportunities, you get to learn and practice as a group. You have access to a personal coach who gives you a monthly fluency tracker and customized feedback, and access to daily micro lessons and live classes through which you can get your doubts solved, build your foundations, and become a more capable and confident user of the language. Great. Let's continue our discussion about using words of contrast. Another example of this is by contrast or in contrast. Luxury cars often depreciate in value quickly. Exotic cars, by contrast, increase in value over time. Notice how there's an exception to this, and this is shown by the word by contrast. So again, a great way to add ideas and show contrast between ideas. A lot of money was spent on renovation or renovating the restaurant, yet little importance was given to the staff training. Notice how there's an idea provided and there's a contrast or contrary idea provided here, and you connect those two with a yet. That said, you can also use phrases to show or convey reservations. So we've seen words of contrast. Let's look at these words where you show that you're not 100% on board with something. For example, the number of people surveyed was small, but the results are important despite this, right? So saying that it's important, but you have to take it with a grain of salt, despite the fact that this was very small, despite the fact that there's something negative about it, we need to still give it some importance, right? Shows a reservation about an opinion. We can learn new words through the movies we watch, provided that showing limits to an opinion, we pay careful attention to the words used, right? So it's saying you can learn words, but only in some situations. That is a reservation. You're conveying reservation. Another way to use this, the research was flawed but it was important nevertheless. Nevertheless, again, is a great way of showing reservation to say that even though this looks a particular way, there are some exceptions or something that we can use out of it. Nevertheless. There are other alternatives to this as well. Instead of nevertheless, you could say nonetheless or notwithstanding. So notwithstanding his bad performance in his exams, John is quite intelligent in other aspects of his life, right? So showing reservations about a particular opinion or data. I hope you found that useful. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the bell notification to not miss other videos. And of course, don't forget to check out your 30-day free trial with Capshine by going to capshine.com or downloading the app from the Play Store. Make sure you watch part 3 of this series as well. Thanks for watching.